along Delaware's shadowed coastline, where fog rolls like drifting ghosts and the tide murmurs in the dark, millions of armored shapes begin to rise from the deep. Their jade-colored eyes glint beneath the moon. Their blood metallic, icy blue is among the most valuable substances humanity has ever touched. These are horseshoe crabs, relics from a prehistoric world, survivors of 5 mass extinctions that erased nearly everything else. When they crawl ashore, it is like watching time itself breach the surface. But the world they enter tonight is far more hostile than the one they once ruled. A new predator waits for them, not one born of waves or fangs, but of ambition. Humans walk the shoreline with coolers, gloves, and permits, ready to take what evolution guarded for 450 million years. They do not hunt for food, they hunt for life-saving blood. For decades, the crabs have unknowingly fueled an invisible war against bacterial toxins. Their blue blood contains a molecule so sensitive it can detect lethal contamination in vaccines, IV drips, and every medical device that enters the human body. No machine, no synthetic compound has ever matched its precision. This miracle molecule, Limulus amoebocyte lysate, or LAL, built an industry worth more than $100 million. In its shadow, the quiet beaches of Delaware have become a biological gold mine, and each crab is a vein waiting to be tapped. Under moonlight, fishermen push small boats off the sand, their engines muted to avoid disturbing the breeding swarm. The water glitters with armored bodies climbing over one another, shells scraping like grinding metal. This is not hunting, it is extraction. The fishermen move quickly, bending and lifting with practiced hands. Each crab weighs 3 to 4 pounds, their legs twitching in the cold air. They are stacked into bins, where shells collide with dull, hollow knocks, the sound of prehistory captured in plastic. Waves crash softly, but the shore is alive with motion. Thousands of creatures crawling in a frenzy to mate before sunrise. On peak nights, a crew hauls several thousand crabs, each containing only ounces of the precious liquid, yet worth small fortunes collectively. Every minute matters. The moment the crabs leave the water, a clock starts ticking. The potency of their blood diminishes fast, and the industry runs on ruthless efficiency. By dawn, trucks roar away from the beach with sealed containers of living fossils. Inside the biotech facilities, the world shifts from wild chaos to surgical precision. White lights blaze overhead, metal tables gleam, and the crabs, still alive, are strapped in place as long needles puncture their hard shells. The blue blood flows through tubes into chilled flasks, thick, cold, and eerily luminous. Levels are dropping. Check again, a technician whispers. At $60,000 a gallon, nearly every drop is measured, analyzed, and guarded. Machines whirl as the fluid is spun, heated, filtered, and tested. The LAL compound extracted from it will travel across the globe, safeguarding billions of medical treatments. Without it, contamination could slip through unseen, turning simple injections into silent killers. But behind every vial is a life weakened. Once bled, the crabs appear dazed, their movements sluggish and uncoordinated. Technicians place them into return bins, but what happens after release is far more brutal than the lab will ever witness. Back at the shore, the crabs tumble into the waves. Many attempt to right themselves but fail, legs flailing helplessly. The strong currents pull them farther from land, scattering them into deep water, where predators and exhaustion finish what humans began. Studies show mortality rates nearing 30%. Tens of thousands never recover from blood loss, heat stress, or rough handling. Their population, once stable for millennia, now teeters on the edge because of a dependency modern medicine cannot escape. At sunrise, the beach appears quiet again. A few overturned bodies glint under the light, stranded by the tide. Their shells remain intact, but the spark within them, 450 million years of survival, is gone. Yet the cycle continues because the world needs their blood. Every major pharmaceutical company relies on LAL to prevent deadly endotoxin contamination. Hospitals, research labs, and vaccine plants depend on an animal most people never notice. Scientists push for synthetic alternatives, and while promising molecules exist, none have proven reliable enough at a mass production level. Until then, the ancient crabs remain the backbone of medical safety, carrying the weight of billions of lives. Far from the beaches, LAL is stored in climate-controlled vaults, shielded from heat and light. Technicians calibrate machinery with the delicacy of bomb disposal experts. A single mistake could ruin an entire batch worth more than luxury cars. Meanwhile, in Delaware, breeding numbers decline. Once massive swarms shrink year after year. Shorebirds that depend on horseshoe crab eggs struggle to survive, creating ecological shockwaves no human intended. Environmentalists warn of collapse. Fishers insist on tradition. Biotech companies argue necessity. And in the middle of these battles lies a creature that has no voice but carries the burden of an entire medical empire on its shell. Night returns, the moon rises again, and the ancient ritual repeats, millions of armored bodies climbing ashore. unaware that their blood will glow under laboratory lights by morning, fueling a billion-dollar system humanity cannot yet replace. From primordial oceans to modern hospitals, the journey of the horseshoe crab is a paradox. A gift that saves us, a cost we struggle to justify, and a warning that even the oldest survivors of Earth are not immune to human need. Would you believe America's most hated fish is now worth $100 million? A river explodes into silver chaos, thousands of bodies erupting from the water, smashing into boats, knocking fishermen flat. This isn't a movie scene. It's the Illinois and Mississippi rivers. For decades, Americans called them trash fish, invaders no one asked for, devouring everything in their path and multiplying by the millions. They turned rivers into battlegrounds, and no one knew how to stop them. But what if the monster everyone despised could become a source of fortune? What if the disaster itself held the key to survival? From pest to profit, this is the story of how chaos turned into opportunity. Asian carp arrived quietly in the 1,970 seconds, imported from China to clean catfish ponds. They were harmless until the floods of the 1,990 seconds ripped through the levees and unleashed them into the wild. Then the nightmare began. Each female lays over 1 million eggs every year. 1 million. They grow fast, some topping 100 pounds, devouring up to 20% of their body weight daily in plankton, robbing native fish of food and oxygen. On the Illinois River, surveys revealed a grim truth. Carp made up more than 70% of all fish biomass. 7 of every 10 fish, one species dominating an entire ecosystem. And they're closing in on the Great Lakes, just 60 miles away. The Great Lakes aren't just water, they're a $7 billion economy, feeding millions. If the carp breach that line, native life collapses. The question became, destroy them at any cost or find another way. For years, America fought back with electric barriers, shock grids, and miles of nets. Millions of dollars vanished into the current. But the rivers still boiled with silver flashes. Fishermen cursed the weight that tore their nets. Processors refused to buy them. Carp was worthless until one unexpected deal flipped the story. A Chinese food company called with a proposition. Send us your carp whole, frozen, cheap. Well, take it. In a single moment, bonfires turned into freezers. A nuisance became cargo. In Illinois and Kentucky, fishermen returned to the rivers with purpose. Tons of carp hit the ice. Trucks rumbled down river roads. Containers sealed for export. The hated fish became a lifeline. Today, Illinois alone hauls more than 15 million pounds a year. What once drained public budgets now fuels local families. The invader turned industry reborn as a symbol of resilience. This isn't fishing, it's war. Steel boats 80 feet long roar upstream, nets stretching wider than a basketball court. Sound cannons thunder underwater, the signal for chaos. Silver bodies explode into the air, slamming into decks like shrapnel. Water boils, men shout, diesel engines scream. Then the net rises 3, 4, sometimes 5 tons of living muscle. Scales glitter like coins as gloved hands drag the catch into ice bins. The stench of river and fuel fills the air. Every splash is money. Every bruise, proof of survival. Once silent docks now overflow with ice carp bound for markets around the world. This is industrial harvesting at full throttle. A battle fought with steel, sweat, and the will to turn loss into gain. In Kentucky and Illinois, the roar of the river gives way to the hum of machinery. Trucks unload thousands of pounds onto stainless conveyors inside USDA-certified plants. Cold mist rises as knives strike in rhythm. Heads off, scales stripped, blood drained. Each fish becomes value fillets, flash frozen with IQF precision. Bones pressed into oil, skins turned into collagen. Nothing wasted. Everything repurposed. Workers stand shoulder to shoulder, steady paychecks, steady pride. From there, the story travels farther than any current. Containers of 20 tons sealed shut, steel locked and QR coded, bound for Asia, Africa, and Europe. In China, carp heads simmer in hot pots. In Vietnam and Thailand, it becomes fish cakes. In Nigeria and Ghana, it's smoked and sold by the roadside. Even Europe experiments with supplements and pet food. container can fetch up to $220,000, with margins near 30%. Exports top 15 million pounds annually, reviving riverside towns once abandoned. America's trash fish has become a global commodity. But at home, the stigma remains. Generations grew up calling it muddy, bony, unworthy. To change that, Illinois rebranded it with a single word: Kopi. Tastings swept through Chicago. Skeptics braced for sludge and were stunned. "It tastes like crab cake," one diner gasped. "Clean, white, firm, versatile." And yet, prejudice runs deep. While food trucks serve Kopi tacos and chefs sneak it into menus, acceptance crawls. Americans crave boneless fillets, and carp is a puzzle of bones. So for now, it's still gold abroad and ignored at home. But something remarkable is happening beneath the surface. Every ton pulled from the rivers restores balance. Carp once made up 70% of Illinois River biomass. Now it's nearer 45. Native species return. Water clears. Communities heal. The fish that wrecked an ecosystem is now helping to save it. Profits fund restoration, native hatcheries, underwater grasses, cleaner banks. Economic gain becomes environmental repair. From river trash to renewable resource, Asian carp or Kopi has rewritten the rules. It's a $100 million success born from desperation and ingenuity. A reminder that even disaster can evolve into hope. Across America's heartland, jobs return, families stay, and rivers breathe again. The monster of the Midwest has become its unlikely savior, proof that with bold ideas, nature's chaos can be turned into balance. This isn't just a story about fish. It's about reinvention, the human instinct to survive, adapt, and rebuild from the wreckage we created. From the Mississippi's muddy roar to markets in Shanghai, from despair to determination, this is a testament to resilience written in scales and steel. So the next time a silver flash breaks the surface, remember, what once symbolized destruction now feeds families across oceans. The invader didn't just conquer America's rivers. It challenged America to rethink what waste, worth, and wilderness really mean. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real catch. Now discover. America's most hated fish just became a $100 million industry. A story of chaos turned commerce of nature, greed, and redemption flowing side by side.